Hey everybody, this is Johnny Dangers. Welcome to Portland, Oregon. Here on a Wednesday night. I'm just gonna go over, show you the fence. There's a march that's going around the parks area. And talk to some folks. I'm gonna show you some people doing some art, doing some good work. This is the fence. Ooh, wow, you can really smell the tear gas. You remember my photo from the first day I got here when they cleaned all the sidewalks and it was just pink? So you can see there, it's just stuck on. They haven't cleaned it. It's just as pink can be. All the toxic munitions and gas. That's mostly the gas though, because you can smell it whiffing up. It's just nasty, nasty stuff. So you can see this foam was put on there to stop munitions right at head level. So it's still light out here, so I'm gonna go. I talked to a few people that I'm gonna interview, talk to them ahead of time. And then I'm gonna go over where there's likely to be another wall of moms march into the park, usually around 9 o'clock. So on the left here, we have a medic tent. We have some food here. You can see there's a Confederate both sides monument. So there's an artist over here. I think he said he came from Sacramento, and he made a bunch of, with his collective, bunch of posters here. So I'm gonna talk to him about why he came out here. I think he said it's his first day here, and it's light out so you can see a little bit better. So I'm gonna show you a couple of the posters first, and then I'll talk to him here. So you can see there's a defund the police, invest in community, a Black Lives Matter, a justice for Brianna, Las Vidas Regras Importan, no justice, no peace, and dismantle police, invest in community. So yeah, I talked to you earlier. Did you want to let people know what your collective made here, and you know? Can you talk a little bit louder?
I happened to be in town this week, and all the recent activities, I wanted to come through, get some posters, all the donations, all the proceeds from these posters are going to work to local organization, and the organization we decided to go with is Don't Shoot PDX.
Cool, so yeah, if you heard there, what did you say, half of the proceeds, or I forgot what you said. So all the proceeds are going to Don't Shoot PDX, which is a great local group. Mainly my black women who have been here on the ground at these protests for the entire time and been organizing since 2014-15, so on these issues. So you want to say how these were these kind of designed over the last couple months as stuff went on?
As stuff went on, and the contact between us as artists came together. Some designed for outsource from like the East Coast, other people were in-house artist residents. This one in particular was an artist from New York, a local Sacramento artist. These two in particular are made by Jola Posada, the artist in
Where was the last one made?
I made that one.
Nice. So my favorite one is the one that he made here. It's the Defund the Police. I figured that one was a newer one, since the Defund the Police is kind of more recently just talked about in that way. I mean, always talked around, but such a clear message is pretty recent, so.
I had a couple designs. I did a black and brown unity one. That one on really quick. I don't have any more. I might do another run and then donate that one to a bail fund. Initially, we were going to do a bail fund. At the recent event, I felt the type of way about the bail fund thing. We're just paying ransom, so I'd rather give it to the organization.
So people here, if you're in Portland, so he's here tonight. He's kind of by the old Riot Ribs area on that corner on the left side. If you wanted to pick one up, I think you said what they're $5 or $10, and then the Breonna Taylor one is $20. And can people buy these online from back in Sacramento, or these are just printed off as for coming out here?
Yeah, printed off as like poster stuff. And I think you might have an online site. I forgot.
But yeah, what's your collective name? Maybe you can find it that way if it's online.
Like underground, but the space is called Espacio Caseto. We're a collective of Sacramento, Davis, and other areas. But yeah, we come together. We print posters for movements like this. Whatever proceeds we make, we donate to local organizations.
Cool. Yeah, so there's a lot of people that are coming out here doing great work like this. I'll show you the posters again. You can see there's 6 different posters, all really nicely done screen prints. You can see the Justice for Breonna one's really colorful there. And then the Defund the Police one, which is, you know, that's the main focus and the main goal of the group here, is to defund the police. So there's by 50% specifically here in Portland. So there's a lot of groups doing good work out here. So like I've said in past videos, this is actually a both sides Confederate monument. So like these guns were shot at Fort Sumter by the traitorous South, and yet they're still here. So there's some people on the right who are doing work informing people about just protest culture, how to do direct actions, things like that. This is the Witches Medical Tent. You can see some Black Lives Matter signs or shields, unclear. And then there's the This is Native Land. I showed you that one. So he said currently he couldn't remember if they had an online website, so I'm not sure. But he said what his collective name was, so you can look that up, and maybe an online website will come up. He said it's kind of a, you know, less formalized, decentralized collective of artists. So, but yeah, they made a bunch of them out here, and they're going to donate the proceeds to local groups, like he said. And here specifically, it's Don't Shoot PDX. As I've said before in past feeds, I recommend following them. They're doing great work out here, and have been since 2014, led by a Black woman founded it, and her daughter runs it now. I just started running it a month or 2 ago. So these somebody donated some porta potties, I think. There was a public restroom that's been shut down for a while over here. So like there's like no bathrooms. It was ridiculous. So now there are 2 of them. So that's super helpful. Those were just as of last night. You can see there's like a lot of art, just every inch of space. So basically every inch of space out here is, you know, covered by some art or chalk or graffiti calling for justice, for George, for Breonna, for all of these folks who have been murdered by the police. You can see here's a big Black Lives Matter. So I'm out here a little bit earlier. It's still light out. So there's people kind of dispersed around the several blocks doing their own autonomous actions or preparing for marches. So you can see this is the so-called elk statue area. So occasionally there'll be bonfires. You could see if somebody had a fire, obviously it's not obstructing anything. So if you do see like bonfires, like this is the spot. And you can see it's about half a block up on this road that's totally shut down at night. You know, and this is gravel. They moved the statue. It was just an art statue. So there's a band over here. I'm just gonna bring you over to the... So some of the people in the march were doctors or nurses, medical folks. I'm gonna see if any of them want to be interviewed. I'm gonna show you some of the music first though. so you can see. So I'm gonna back up here and then give you some just like recaps. So last night, once again, it was pretty late. So I was back a little bit out of the park. I had shut down my feed. And as inevitably happens, when some of the feeds go down, when people start leaving, it was a little bit later last night. They came out, the feds came out, gassed the crowd, pushed people back 2 blocks. They weren't focusing as much on arrests, it seemed. And then as they retreated, they gassed the crowd again. But I did get confirmation that they were shooting munitions from the top of the building, or the kind of a tier of the building. I'd say about 10 stories up, 8, 9, 10 stories up. There's a video I didn't post yet. But it's a visual, it's a YouTube video, and I was over here on the left flank. So I was over here on the left flank, and they shot from up there. I don't know if this pointer here, you see where I'm, the little dot is popping up. So up there, they shot tear gas munitions, and they landed about 3/4 of the way down the street. So if this dot's showing up, they landed about there. So I was standing over there to not take a direct blast, and I was trying to get footage of them shooting the munitions at us. But you could see the trees. The trees were too thick, so I didn't get a... I'll walk over here to show you what I'm talking about. So I couldn't get a clean shot of them shooting them. So I could see them going through the trees. I could see them landing near me. I couldn't see them, the light getting shot from the building. So I'll come over here just to show you how incredibly far. So they were shooting this from 10 stories up, tear gas at us. So this street is still kind of in use right now. So I'm gonna walk down the sidewalk and then I'll pop out on the street quick. So I was standing right about here. So you could see how I couldn't get a clean, you could see how I can kind of see through there. So the tear gas got shot 10 stories up. It came through these trees and it landed, the tear gas landed right around here. And there was about 3 or 4 volleys from up there, and it landed all the way over here. You could see how far that is away. With the height, I don't know how far that would have traveled, 10 stories up. I estimate from the fence line that this is 250 feet away. So with the extra height, I mean, you could do the math of 10 stories, and it was from about the middle of the street. If anybody wants to look up how big the building is, 10 stories up, how wide it is, you could figure the math of how far that tear gas canister flew to land over here. But it was a long ways. I mean, it just arced through these trees. I was like, holy shit. I mean, you could tell they were shooting it from up there because the angle was way too high. They couldn't, you couldn't get it from shooting below. It just wasn't possible. So I backed up quite a ways to avoid just one of them just landing on me. And I couldn't get a clean shot. You could see how my shot, now that it's light out, I can kind of tell, wow, that was never going to happen. But there's too much tree cover. But you've seen when they shoot tear gas, the tear gas lights on fire when it catches the air. So they got real lucky they didn't light one of these trees on fire last night. It's pretty dry. There's a burn ban, I'm fairly sure. You're not supposed to have bonfires. But I just wanted to show you that because that was absolutely incredible. I think somebody said that they shared the link of that video. A little bit of, one second. Sometimes you walk through an area and you kick up the grass and there's just a shit ton of tear gas kind of starting to whiff up. and it's early in the night, so I don't have my gas mask on. So I'm gonna double back around here. I'm gonna see if I can talk to some of those nurses, doctors, medical professionals over here that were doing that march. But thanks for joining. This is Johnny Dangers. I'm live in Portland. 60 plus days of sustained protests. Like I've said, support the organizers, activists that have been on the ground making this possible. Groups like Don't Shoot PDX. And obviously, you know, individuals who have decided to collectively join, sometimes through groups, but they're, you know, organizing through, like, as the Wall of Moms, the Leaf Blower Dads, the Wall of Vets. And there's been some drama, some issues with some of those groups recently. But from being here on the ground, the individual people who've decided to come out here to do that, you know, their heart is in the right place. They're here for the right reasons, most all of them. So I'm going to show you some of the fence line here. So Quincy Hayes is somebody that was shot and killed here in Portland. There's several of these spray paint. National media hasn't really been covering a lot of the police brutality, or and here you can see I say over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, the goal of the protest here is extremely clear. Like, that's the goal. So I mean, they say it, they march it, they chant it, they sing it, they tell you. It's not that hard to understand. So you can see there's a lot of beautiful art and tributes to folks out here. So yeah, before I go out to interview the medical professionals over there, just want to do a shout out. A little bit before I started my stream, a friend of mine reached out. There's a young Native woman who is, I'm helping raise money for a gas mask for her. So if you want to message me, she wants to keep her Venmo private, but I'll message you her Venmo info. Before I started this feed, I think we raised $100 of the $210. And the mask is a full faceplate. On the original post you can find on my thing, on my profile, because the respirator is going to be less, but out here you could, you know, as you've seen, several people have got hit in the face. You can see this is the Justice Center, all boarded up, blocked up. They've got hit direct in the face. So this gas mask isn't just a respirator, it's a gas mask with the full face plate. And this is one that it can take an extreme blow, like a steel ball, it said, going 300 miles an hour. So basically it can take a direct shot and it's not going to shatter and cause some of those injuries you've seen. So if you want to, you know, donate 5 or 10 or 20 bucks or something to her Venmo, I'll send you the Venmo info and it goes, you know, right to her. So, but we raised about half the money already, so that's really good. And as you saw earlier today, there was a story about how the tear gas is affecting many women's menstrual cycles. So you can read that article or see. So that's why it's important that, especially frontline folks that do not have the ability to get a gas mask, or maybe there's been broken, any number of things. The respirators only last a lot of the time for a certain amount of time. The not as good masks or respirators will, they won't last as long. So I'm gonna head back. I'm gonna do some more interviews. But yeah, if you wanted to donate to her Venmo, just send me a message and I'll send you her info. And if you don't have that, I think it sounds like talking to her possibly through PayPal. But yeah, that would be great. It's a good way to support local activists on the ground, to make sure that they're safe. We saw yesterday, if you saw my feed, that there was if you saw my feed, there was a good group of native folks yesterday right on this corner. They had a drum circle. Looked like there was about 15 drums and singers. A couple of them spoke in front of the Justice Center over there, including Art, who talked about his time at Standing Rock and connecting that to the struggle here. And then over at the fence later on, maybe about 30 minutes, an hour into the feed, they had a drum half circle in front of the fence line, in front of the fence in front of the courthouse. So that was really good to see. It was good to see some folks that I know. Unfortunately, I was doing the live stream, so I didn't get a chance to talk to all of them. But it was good to see. It really brought up a lot of people's spirits. It was really beautiful, and I hope you got a chance to see that stream from yesterday. Started around 9 p.m. my local time here in Portland. If not, you can watch it from the beginning and fast forward and whatever you want to see. So okay, so I'm gonna double back around. Hold up 1 second. Okay, I'm back. So gonna interview some more folks here. And it's 9 o'clock, so pretty shortly I think there'll be a march into the area here. Yeah. Did you want to say on video like why you brought your sign while you're out here? Or?
I don't think I have any good words to say.
Okay. Can I take a shot of your sign then?
Sure.
Alright. So this is, you can see it's changing colors, the Solidarity Fist. And it's a three-dimensional sign, you can see. So it's a box, which is cool. That's something you don't see as much, so it definitely pops up. Is that because, so you can see the, so you can get like the lights to work, the stuff's inside?
How I got the lights to work or why?
No, like is it a box so that you can have the lighting stuff inside there?
Yeah, so the front is black so that the light pops out some more.
Cool.
So it sticks out and it gets dark.
Nice. Yeah, lots of cool art out here and creativity to catch people's attention so that they focus on the real issue out here, which is to support Black lives and defund the Portland Police Bureau by 50%. So art brings people in and it makes them think. It makes them talk about the real issue of why people are here. So it's important. 1 second, I'm gonna see if anybody wants it over there. Oh. Did any of you want to talk on video as why you came out here as a group?
Not me.
Not you. I guess that's kind of. Did you want to talk just briefly about why you're? Okay.
This is the Black line, so it's not about
Okay. So the the guy on the PA systems started up. So you can hear him up there. So sometimes I can't read the comments real time and I can't moderate them. It's just not possible while doing a live stream. But if you see some trolls, don't worry about them. Just don't give them any time. It's not important. Unless they're really saying something violent or threatening, obviously, then send me a message so I can look at that after the feed is done. So I'm gonna come up here to the corner. So like I said, I want to thank everybody for bearing witness here. You know, a lot of you live elsewhere. We've got a pandemic going on. Maybe even some of you in normal times would come out here, show your support. So you can see there's a nice, you know, this is a gentle message. This is a gentle message to the, you know, authorities, what they think of the fence. That's a new one. So I do want to address the, you know, major news of the day here that supposedly the feds are leaving. Now I say supposedly with a big question mark, because I find this highly suspect. There's gaps in those statements a mile wide. So number one, it sounds like all the people that were sent to Portland are going to stay in Portland. So they may not be at the courthouse coming out, but it sounds like they're going to stay for the meantime. So they could come out, you know, a day from now if Trump changes his mind. So that's number one. Number two, they're going to be replaced by state troopers. So when it was threatened about a month ago, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, they may send feds here or whatnot, it was discussed. And earlier in the protest, the governor, Kate Brown, and the mayor here, Ted Wheeler, both Democrats, said they didn't want to exasperate the situation and bring in state troopers. So you get rid of the feds, hypothetically, replace them with state troopers. You know, I don't know what that looks like, but it's replacing authorities with other, you know, cops and authorities. I don't know if these fences are going to come down. I don't know what this situation is going to look like. We're just going to have to wait and see on that. Because if you're, you know, if you're taking Trump's word at this point, I think we know better than that. So, you know, let's wait and see. Let's see how that actually looks like in real life. Because we've seen a lot of headlines and it doesn't turn into a lot of material gains on the ground. But as it looks as to the protest, as you can see, like I said, you know, in the chat, I always put the Black Lives Matter, BLM. Just like here, every 10 seconds, you can hear that chant going up. And there you go, you can hear it right now. Like I said, it's very clear why people are here. You can see a running joke with the mayor. That people are, you know, saying. There's balloons on here. Some of the names of the people who have been shot and killed by police. You likely know many of the names. I'm gonna read them off. You know, if you want to say them in the chat, if you want to look up who these people are, the lives they lived. So, John Crawford, Tamir Rice, Breonna Taylor, Amadou Diallo, Dante Martin, Sean Bell, David McAtee, Eric Garner, George Floyd, Michael Stewart, Corey Jones, Paul O'Neill, Terrence Crutcher, Sean Monterosa, Philando Castile, Akai Gurley, Laquan McDonald, Randy Evans, Freddie Gray, Ahmed Arbery, Jameel Floyd, Sandra Bland, say her name, Walter Scott, say his name, Michael Brown, say his name, Oscar Grant, say his name, Samuel Du Bois, Born Danner, Trayvon Martin, Christian Taylor, Clifford Govler, Pamela Turner, Corinne Gaines, Adama Traore, Samuel Du Bois, Deborah Danner, and Botham Jean. Yeah. And you may recognize many of those names. A lot of those are real high-profile cases, high-profile folks. But there are many more people that, you know, we don't hear about. I think this is where Ted Wheeler was standing, where he kind of, you know, took that publicity shot like he was a part of the protest. When the first 50 days, he's acting kind of police commissioner of sorts of that committee. And he, you know, he let the police tear gas people for 50 days. So people found that really disingenuous. So thanks so much. Like I said, if you're watching, it's just after 9 o'clock. There's probably going to be a march into the park soon. There's a march around the park a couple times. I talked to an artist. They're making art from Sacramento with his collective. A lot of great people out here. There's some medical professionals and scrubs, doctors, nurses. Over here, part of that march. There's some drummers, some drums. It's now dusk, so it's getting dark out here. Thanks for joining. There you go, march is coming up. I'm gonna walk and get you a nice stream right as they come up here. Looks like it's a pretty big crowd. This is a common thing. Right around after 9 o'clock, they march from a couple blocks over. I'm just gonna let you hear as it happens. Go silent. So share this out, click that share button, start a watch party. It's a simple thing you can do to have an extra 5, 10, 20 of your friends watching. You can hear the no justice, no peace. Hey, one second. Is that you, Josue? Oh, sorry.
Is it?
I thought you were my friend. I couldn't tell. Thought there was a buddy of mine, videographer, but was not. Couldn't tell from behind. Can I take? Do you want to say why you brought your sign on video, or? Do you want to say why you brought your sign on video, on live stream, or?
Oh, no thanks, but you can...
All right. So there's a cool sign here. I'm going to show you the sign here. You can see it says "Keep Portland Anti-Fascist." Over here. Did you want to say why off the camera, or?
Oh, I mean, I just believe, I love that about Portland, that we don't tolerate fascism. Yeah, I think it's really great. One of the things I love most about the city.
For sure, yeah, there's a lot of right-wing extremists that, you know, try to come into the Oregon and stuff, and Portland has stood up really strong to them consistently. So, something I like to see as well, too. Okay, nice time, man. So like I said, if you didn't see this, there's some tributes and remembrances to some of the people. So this is Quincy Hayes, who's from Portland. And you can see these roses are new from today. And there's some sunflowers here on the fence line. Oh wow, just got a real heavy whiff of tear gas from yesterday. So I'm just gonna show you through the fence. There's nobody back here. So there you go, showed you in there. So thanks for joining, everybody. This is Johnny Dangers live in Portland, Oregon. I'm gonna come up here to the speakers who should be starting shortly. A group of Wool moms just did a march in with supporters. Remember, this is a Black Lives Matter protest here in Portland. You can hear the chants, hell no, we won't go.
We won't go. We won't go. We won't go. Hell no. 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 Make some noise! Donald Trump said, in Oregon, there's a different type of protesters other than Chicago and every other state. I mean, in every other state, it seems like the protesting has died down. But in Oregon, hell no, we won't go. 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 And the reason why we won't go, because we refuse to get pushed over. We refuse to get bullied. We refuse to tolerate injustice. We will stand until you learn how to give us our constitutional rights back. Hell no, we won't go. 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 And the reason why we won't go, because people like Donovan, people like James Chastain, people like Breonna Taylor, people like George Floyd, people like Kendrick James, people like that. The reason why, hell no, we won't go. 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 And the reason why we won't go is because we gotta get pure equality for our race. We gotta get it with the government. We gotta get it with these stores that's been embezzling from us. I mean, using our athletes and not getting it back. We gotta get it in all areas, in the mental hospital.
You can see some drums here, some bands that were doing the march earlier. So you can see I'm back over here by the fence. Like I said earlier, pretty clear why people are out here. You can see there the sign, defund the Portland Police Bureau. It's the name of the police department. You can see another big crowd out here tonight. It's Wednesday night. Still pretty hot, about 78 degrees past dark. People here prepared, a lot of helmets, a lot of gas masks. We don't really know what tonight will bring. It sounds like the state patrol will take over, but who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. Personally, I think we'll have a good idea of the lay of the land as to how Friday and Saturday go. Because right now, protesters have a lot of leverage. Because if the feds do claim that they're leaving or pretending to leave, or they don't show up for a few days, you know, how are the protesters going to respond out here to continue to pressure the state and local authorities, the mayor, the city council, to take the actions that they want? And we shall see. That's what we know. We shall see. We don't know the answer to that. So like I've said, thanks for watching. This is Johnny Dangerous here live in Portland, Oregon. 60+ days of sustained protests in the streets, in the parks. Large crowds every day getting brutalized by the feds, the police, arrested. So I'm gonna walk around the park a little bit here. You could still hear the audio in the background. Their sound system's really loud. I'm gonna show you some of these signs. Looks like those are some instigator signs. So you can see here it says invest in community. Actually, it's too dark to see, but that's what it says. It's chalk art. You can see some chalk art over here. F12, defund, PPD, that's Portland Police Bureau. If you see PPD, that's what that means. So you can see the sign says Justice Now, BLM. That's a really cool sign. Little sign, it looks like somebody left there, but yeah, a beautiful piece of art. A little dark to see, but really beautiful there. So I'm gonna zoom back here. So you got a straight shot, you can see where the speaker is. I'll put the dot on the screen. Right there, so you see that dot? So right in the center of your screen, that's where the speaker is. You can hear a lot of cars coming through honking. And it looks like we're on to the first speaker here. Extremely brief there, it looks like only 30 seconds. So the first guy, he usually kind of acts as an MC, gets the crowd going, you know, reminds people why they're here, some chants and whatnot, does a great job at that. So it looks like the Wall of Moms is now moving to the fence line pretty quick here. Usually they stay by the speakers, but I guess not tonight. So we'll go over here, see where they're going. You know, there's been some, you know, you probably haven't seen it, but there's been some drama with the group the last couple days. So I'm just gonna come over here and see why they left the speakers so soon here. See if they are lining up, unsure. So it looks like the group has reconvened over on the left flank corner, and looks like they maybe are lining up. Looks like they are. Okay, so it does look like they're lining up along the fence line. So like I said, despite what you've heard today, I would take a very much wait and see approach to see if the feds actually leave. Because what they said is they're not leaving, they may just not be here, meaning they may just come back right away, you know. Change their mind in a day or two. It's Donald Trump. So in the meantime, it sounds like state troopers may be here at the federal courthouse. I don't know if that means outside, coming outside the fence. We don't know how they're going to act to any situations. So I'll keep you updated on that. So my feed, I'm gonna keep it online here for about another 5-10 minutes at most. Then I'm gonna have the feed off. I'll be back out tomorrow. I'll be back out on Friday, Saturday, showing you the truth live on the ground. So you can see a BLM flag with the Cascadia flag there. I'm gonna zoom in. Like I said, we're 2 hours here behind Central Time, 3 hours behind Eastern Time. You get some of those whiffs of tear gas. So it looks like that guy, he's just decided to do some meditation. It's a little bit, you know, it's hectic out here, but there's no authorities out here. So, you know, he's not at risk of really getting gassed right now so much. Still got the gas mask on. Hey, and like I said, hey, before I go, I'm helping direct some fundraising money. It goes directly, the Venmo is directly for the native woman who needs a gas mask. She's here, local in Portland. She's been at the protests many days. And it's a gas mask with faceplate. So there's respirators, which is just the mask, right? And that'll protect you from the tear gas. But the faceplate will protect you if, you know, there's a spray, if there's mace like the wasp spray, sorry, not mace, wasp spray that was sprayed by a kind of a random fad yesterday, a couple days ago, right at my friend, and I saw a video of that after the fact. It's pretty nasty. If they do pepper bullets right in the face, right, if you have a respirator on, that's gonna just hit you right in the face. So if you have some weak goggles, if you have some swim goggles, you know, that could seriously injure you. So this gas mask, it's more expensive, it's $210. It's got a faceplate. God, I'm too close to that fence. Don't have my full-on gas mask, but the residual tear gas right now is, you know, they just shoot a lot of it the night before. So if you're right in on there on the front line and you get shot by rubber bullets in the face, you take a tear gas cannon to face, OC spray, you're gonna get severely injured if you just have a respirator. So anyway, this is some protest knowledge either way. So before this feed started, raised about $100. If you're interested in donating a couple bucks, send me a message. I'll send you her Venmo information. So it goes directly to her, and she can buy this gas mask. You can see the link to the mask, and you know, see what I'm talking about with relates to getting a full face, you know, hit. Really important. That's why when I'm out here, I made sure I wear a helmet, and I bought some elbow pads the other day because as I've sat on this feed a couple times, I got hit in the elbow with a tear gas canister, so I brought those so I can get some protection because my arms are all over the place doing filming here and stuff. So it's really important that frontline people out here are protected and they can feel safe to you know, practice their First Amendment right to be out here and assemble and make their voices heard. And sadly, if they're shooting you with tear gas and projectiles, they can't safely do that. So it's really important and a lot of people have been supporting folks get that gear. So I want to thank you for doing that. If you've you know, donated money to that, or any of these groups, you know, giving out food to folks and all these amazing on the ground groups. If you supported any of the local journalists, local here to Portland, want to thank you. Don't Shoot PDX, a lot of great groups. So thanks so much for joining, for supporting all of the people here on the ground. So I want to reiterate, I've only been here for about a week. These people have been here organizing doing great work for 60 plus days. And that is hard. It's got some drums.
There's no manuscript or blueprint for protest. Everyone protests according to what they went through, what they feel they can do to help the movement, help the lifestyle, help the culture. If you think something that you do not agree with, do not approach
pretend base.
this field as if that's not your way of protest. Everybody protests.
So thank you so much for joining. I'm going to put the feed dark here, but I just want to show you again, remind you, this is for justice for Black lives. Justice for people like Quinice Hayes here in Portland. I'm going to go over to one of these signs. You want to take a screenshot of this sign. You may be able to find this online. This has just got several of the more prominent names of people who have been killed by the police. And I went over this 20 minutes ago, but you can see George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, Tamir Rice, Eric Garner, Laquan McDonald, Michael Brown, Oscar Grant, Walter Scott, Sandra Brand. And it's sad that when I say those names, you remember all of those cases and how after each time those people were murdered, nothing happened. Finally, a couple people recently have been arrested. We don't know if they're going to actually be found guilty. So, you know, struggle in the streets continues. The feds may be leaving. We don't know. They said they may not be out here, but they're going to stay in town. But maybe a small win, but like I said, the main goal is to defund the Portland Police Bureau by 50%. It's the goal of the organizers here, not my opinion. And they've been very vocal with that goal and why they're out here, why they're doing that, to get justice for Black lives, to invest in communities, in schools, in healthcare, in education, in jobs, and not in police. And that's their message. And they've been very consistent in that, and I don't think the national media has been talking about that. It's a pretty clear message, and you know, the feds came. Now also, obviously, one of those goals is for the feds to go home. We'll see. That's all I have to say. We'll see. We don't know what's going to happen. We'll just have to wait it out. And I'm really interested in what's going to happen on Friday and Saturday, and we'll have to wait and see. So thanks for watching. Thanks for joining. This has been Johnny Dangers here live in Portland, Oregon on day 60 plus of sustained protest, Black Lives Matter protest. So I want to say peace, love, solidarity. Black Lives Matter. I'm out.